Oh my gosh! Y'all seen that Cathy White's baby is still alive, and that the baby could be none other than Jay Z and Beyoncé's daughter Blue Ivy, and that Beyoncé may have had a hand in whatever happened to.
Because there's no way she's going to sit with Les Crogan and tell her the truth about Cathy White.
What happened to Cathy White?
Someone ask, Someone should ask Beyonce.
Wow.
Cathy. This tea is about to shake the entire entertainment industry to its core. The internet is absolutely exploding with what might be the biggest conspiracy theory of our time. And honey, it involves none other than the Carters themselves. Isn't it just fascinating how almost every single cozy picture of Jay Z and Cathy White has mysteriously vanished from the internet faster than your ex's photos after a breakup? But let me tell you something. People's memories aren't as easy to erase as those photos. Let me break down this piping hot tea for you, because baby, this story has more layers than a wedding cake. It all started bubbling up when Cathy and Claudia Jordan were living their best lives at Las Vegas's Tonight Club, posted up at a VIP table with Jay Z and Diddy back in 2010. And where was Queen Bey during all this? Nowhere to be found, honey. The streets were buzzing with rumors that Jay Z had been getting extra cozy with Cathy behind Beyoncé's back for longer than Jay and Bey had even been husband and wife. Can you believe the audacity? Now let me paint this Vegas night picture for you in full color. They were all there supposedly for the Floyd Mayweather and Manuel Marquez boxing match, but Chile, the real knockout was happening behind those VIP curtains. Sources with loose lips started spilling that Jay was throwing around that Empire State money, dropped $2,500 on a pair of Louis Vuitton shoes for Cathy to wear that very night. But here's where it gets shadier than a palm tree. Jay supposedly asked her to bring some friends along for the ride to make it look less suspicious. I mean, if that doesn't scream, I'm hiding something, I don't know what does. But hold on to your edges, because this story takes a turn darker than a New York alley at midnight. Just 2 weeks before her tragic passing, Cathy got that call from a major tabloid that was digging deeper than an archaeologist into her connection with Jay Z. She played it cool with them initially, but according to some very well-placed sources, she made that call to Jay right after, dropping the bombshell that she was ready to go public with their affair for the right price. And then, now pay attention because this timing is everything, approximately 48 hours after Beyoncé announced she was expecting Jay Z's baby, Cathy suddenly passed under circumstances so suspicious they'd make a detective novel look predictable. The official story they tried to feed us? A brain aneurysm. But honey, let me tell you, that NYPD detective wasn't swallowing that story with a glass of water. According to this detective, who was clearly not on anybody's payroll, Cathy's cause of death was about as clear as mud. They got that urgent 911 call from an apartment on 130 West 19th Street in Manhattan, rushed her to Beth Israel Hospital faster than a New York minute, and that's where she took her final breath. The detective wasn't playing games, straight up said it was way too early to pin this on an aneurysm, and dropped the bomb that they suspected someone might have given Cathy something that didn't agree with her, if you know what I mean. Now, let me tell you about these toxicology tests they ordered. Supposed to take 2 weeks to get results, but mysteriously, this whole story got swept under the rug faster than dirt at a spring cleaning. And that's when people started connecting dots that would make a constellation jealous. Here's where it gets really wild, and I mean wild. The word on these streets is that Beyoncé might have had just as much to do with what went down as her husband. People are whispering, and when I say whispering, I mean screaming in hushed tones, that Cathy's pregnancy might be the real reason why Bey rushed her own pregnancy announcement faster than a shopaholic at a Black Friday sale. Remember all those rumors about Beyoncé using a surrogate for Blue? How the timing was messier than a toddler with finger paint? Sources close to the situation say the rush to have a baby had everything to do with Cathy being pregnant at the same time. Just imagine the PR nightmare that would have exploded if Cathy had done a tell-all right when Beyoncé was doing her over-the-top pregnancy announcement. We're talking about a media explosion that would have made the Big Bang look like a firecracker. But some insiders are saying Bey did way more than just rush a pregnancy announcement. Way more. The conspiracy theorists are working harder than Kris Jenner's PR team with this one, saying that shortly after giving birth, Cathy passed under circumstances more mysterious than the Bermuda Triangle, and hold on to your wigs. They're claiming Blue Ivy is actually Cathy White and Jay Z's child. And let's talk about that infamous video that had the whole world gasping. You know the one I'm talking about. That moment when Beyoncé's baby bump appeared to fold like a piece of origami during an interview? Chile, she tried to blame it on the fabric, but people aren't buying that excuse any more than they're buying those gently used designer bags on Canal Street. But wait, because it gets even messier. People are now analyzing Beyoncé's song Daughter from her Cowboy Carter album like it's the Da Vinci Code. These lyrics are giving people more chills than a horror movie marathon. Your body laid out on these filthy floors, your bloodstains on my custom couture. Like, excuse me. With everything that's been coming out about Bey and Jay lately, even I'm getting goosebumps that won't quit. Now let's dive into the Liz Crowan situation, because this woman was this close to breaking this story wide open. She was grinding away as a senior editor for Star magazine when her boss dropped this assignment in her lap: investigate these blog reports about Cathy and Jay Z's affair. The first time Liz got Cathy on the phone at work, homegirl denied everything, claimed she'd never even breathed the same air as Jay Z. But honey, receipts don't lie, and Liz had them in abundance. She found those photos of Cathy living it up with Jay Z and Diddy at that Vegas club, and when she confronted Cathy with the evidence, that's when Cathy started singing a different tune faster than a contestant.
What do you mean she's dead? You know, what happened to her? This is just a beautiful, young, seemingly healthy 28-year-old woman. I was told that she didn't have any health issues, you know, and it was very shocking to hear. And her colleague did not know what happened to her or how she died or why she died, but all she knew is that she was dead. So obviously when I heard this, it was very troublesome and disturbing to find out that this woman who possibly was going to give me an exclusive story on her affair with one of the most powerful rappers in the world, that's very disturbing, and it certainly is very convenient for Jay Z, isn't it, that she died?
The Voice. Child, this plot is thicker than a bowl of day-old grits. Word on the street is that Jay and Beyoncé weren't losing sleep over people investigating because Cathy had this reputation that preceded her like a royal announcement. She openly admitted she only dealt with men whose bank accounts had more zeros than a binary code. We're talking about her not even glancing at a man unless he was worth at least $50 million. Jay Z? Baby. He fit that bill like Cinderella's slipper. She was allegedly running this game with her friend Claudia Jordan, who's got quite the similar reputation herself, if you catch my drift. And speaking of Miss Claudia, she's been getting called out more times than a substitute teacher's attendance list about what she knows about Cathy's death. People are practically begging her to speak her truth. Back in 2020, Crazy Days and Nights dropped this juicy blind item that had everyone's tongues wagging, talking about an A-list host, model, actress who's been keeping quieter than a church mouse about her friend's death, but is starting to believe that permanent A-plus list rapper had her friend unalived. The timing was more convenient than a 24-hour drive-through, how he wanted her gone, and then suddenly, poof. But here's the gag. Claudia recently clapped back at all these people demanding she spill the tea about Cathy.
So it would not be rare or odd to see a Diddy, a Jay Z, an Eve, this or that, Lil' Kim. They would be out there for that. We randomly ran into him. Now, the second time we saw him, he was definitely out there and he had a show. Okay, he had a concert. And he was not paying my friend no mind. Like, we were all there and he was just like polite. And he was not flirting with no one. There was nothing going on. So I need y'all to stop with this false narrative. A blogger, Jackie Jasper of Hollywood Street Kings, put this story out in 2008 because he was fed it from my hating ass ex that was trying to ruin my reputation. So he's taking any little thing. Oh, she was doing this. It was doing. She's jealous that he hit on her and not her. It's not true, y'all. And y'all running with one source, and then Jaguar gets on and reiterate, bring back up, and y'all believe it. Now, I'm not saying that she don't say some real stuff. I don't know her like that. But when it comes to me, I was never Diddy's girl. And if you had an address, I would serve you. But you don't, okay? If you had an address, I would serve you. Can't serve the homeless. I saw him in Vegas at a party.
The drama is thicker than a 5-layer cake. Claudia's out here trying to distance herself from this situation faster than a teenager running from their parents at the mall. She's claiming they were just casual acquaintances who hung out a few times in 2010, swearing up and down that Cathy never breathed a single word about Jay Z or being pregnant by him. According to Claudia's version of events, they just drank, gambled together, and played craps in Vegas. No Jay Z, she was never pregnant around me. But honey, those pictures floating around are telling a story longer than a CVS receipt. And just when you thought it couldn't get any juicier, reports started surfacing that Claudia was actually at Cathy's apartment doing some cleaning after that 911 call. Now, why would someone who's just an acquaintance be cleaning up somebody's apartment after such a tragic event? People are saying it makes less sense than a screen door on a submarine for Claudia to deny their friendship when they were thicker than thieves back in the day. Could Jay Z have paid her to keep those perfectly lined lips sealed? Because baby, something in this mathematical equation is not adding up. The internet is absolutely ablaze with theories, each one wilder than the last. Some are saying there might be more secret babies out there, hidden away like Easter eggs in a Marvel movie. Others are convinced that Blue Ivy is living proof of this whole situation, comparing baby pictures like they're studying for a final exam. And then there's the whole question of what Claudia really knows. Is she protecting someone? Is she scared? Or is she just trying to stay out of what might be the biggest scandal to hit the music industry since Milli Vanilli got caught lip-syncing? This story is hotter than a jalapeno in July, and it shows no signs of cooling down. Every day brings new theories, new sources, and new questions that need answering. The way these celebrities are acting, you'd think they were in a soap opera. But honey, this is real life. Or is it? So what's your take on all this piping hot tea? Could Blue Ivy really be Cathy's child? Is there another little Carter running around somewhere that we don't know about? And what secrets is Claudia Jordan really keeping locked up tighter than Fort Knox? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this story is far from over, and I have a feeling we're just scratching the surface of this scandal.